Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. I got a little project for Frankenstein today. It runs good, but cosmetically it could use a little upgrading. So let me show you what I mean, and you've probably seen it in some other videos. But the interior is a little tired, and unfortunately when you look in here, that's what you see first. So I've got a new seat cover, and let's open it up. It's right over here, and let's open it up and see what it looks like. It's just showed up today, and I'm pretty interested to see if the color matches. I had gotten another one, and the seat color interior code is 672, and it looks so unlike anything in the pictures that I ordered 552, which turned out to be a slate tan, they call it, even though it's listed as a, let's see how close this is. It's actually not bad.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Huh. Closer than I thought it was going to be. So, anyway, I'd gotten one before, and it was slate tan, and it looked tan in the box, and then you put it in there and it looks gray. So, even though in pictures this looks a lot darker, clearly it's a much closer match. So I'm going to pop out the seat cushion out of there, and we'll put this on and put it back together. Now, to get this seat out, I'm going to have to take this off, and this here, let's see, I don't know how that's held on there. We'll figure that out. There's a couple screws. This cover comes off, and I'll probably have to take this cover off because this seat belt, yeah, we'll see where that seat belt's attached. I don't know if I'm going to have to take this off or not. And then there's just a bolt here. Oops. And then there's just a bolt up under here and a bolt up under here on this side. And the seat slides forward a little bit and it pops out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to at least lean the seat back. So I'm undoing these front two bolts because I can't see what's holding this in. And I'm going to try and do this without looking at YouTube, and just going to kind of muddle through on my own. So I've got, and can you see in there? So they've got those E-type bolts in there. And of course my E16 is too small. And plus it's either that or I need a deep well because the post comes up and hits against the bottom of the socket. So I'm using a 15mm, which fits, and now I'm taking off the other side, and they've got this plastic cap over it, so I have to pop this plastic cap off. And let's see if you can watch in my misery here. I'm not sure how this comes off either, and I can see the bolt under there. There's an old cigarette. At least I think it's a cigarette. So there's probably some easy way of getting this off of here, but it's not really evident right now. There's probably a screw holding it that I can't see here somewhere, but no. What do we get? Where's my flashlight? Oh, I see. It kind of snaps in the sides there. Boy, they wanted to make sure that didn't come out. Alright. There we go. So you can see it's got a little clip there and a little clip there, and it fits in behind the bracket there. So I think you know how the bolt comes out now, so I'll pick it up when I get the seat up a little bit. So they've got these bolts on the front, and then they got these bolts in the back. So you're going to have, let's see, this is an E14 in the back here. So and then on top of that, they've got a little retainer clip here, even after you get the seat off. So okay, if you were watching close enough, you saw a fortune from a fortune cookie here, so I'll read it to you. And let's see if it'll focus. Can't tell for sure. One dreamed of becoming somebody. Another remained awake and became. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration for today. Okay, so I've got the seat unbolted, and I just leaned it back, and I want to show you where these two bolts are. Here's one of them here. Let me see if I can. And run here, and can you see that in the scope of the seat? Okay, there's the edge of the seat right here, and there's the bolt right there, and then you go to the other side, and then the other one's right here, and hopefully you can see that in the camera. So I'm going to pop those out, and then when I get those loose, I'll figure out what I got to do over here to get the rest of the seat out, because I got to unbolt this because the seat belt goes through the seat cushion. Okay, here's where we are. I got the cover off, which just had a couple screws on it. This one down here is sitting back there. That came off pretty easy. The dial here, it is just pull and pull hard. There's no trick to it. And then I took the clip off for the seat controls. We've got it loose. I got to take the seat belt bolt out, and we should it should be about all I need to do. We'll see. Okay, so this is the lumbar control, and I don't really see any easy way to take it out of here, because you got to move this to get the rest of the seat out. But I think now that I've got it loose and everything, I can replace this cover while it's sitting right here. So I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see what happens. It should be okay though. You don't have to do hog rings. I got these little plastic guides under here. And, comes. So when you look at the frame, the seat frame, see how it's got little cuts in it right here. Those are all around the perimeter, and they catch this plastic bead right here. So clips in there, no hog rings. You just put it in there, clip it in, you're all set to go. So let's swap out the material here. Put the new seat cushion on. You can get new foam if you want to. I just chose to reuse what I had. And that tearing you here is Velcro in the seat there to help keep the leather from moving around. Just like that. That's tired. Whew. I got this out of a place in Florida. I'll put the link down below. And the new one, it also has the seams here for the Velcro to catch onto. And make sure you get all your little tabs here around the perimeter out. You won't have to be fishing for those when you're looking inside for the hook them back up. Easy peasy. Alright, I'm going to put you back in the car. Let's see, let's watch me struggle getting this back in. And do a little seat repair while I'm in here. This rod has walked out a little bit. And let's let this last wire here loose. So I'm just going to pound it back over and slide that back on. It's interesting. Alright, so right there, I got it slipped back in there. I got this caught on this end, and I didn't notice it before, but because that had come off of there, this rear tension spring had come off too. So I'm going to slide that back on there, and not only will I have a new seat cushion, but I also have the support I should have had in the first place. And just so you can see. Now something to know when you're putting this seat in. This is the old one. Now the back will just tuck up under the back and it'll clip on. But when you start doing around the perimeter, you see how the original seat is rolled over? The inner seam is made so that this is rolled in, so when you get to the new one, it's going to be, I'm finding this to be a little difficult because it's got all new padding in the seat itself, and this is the old one, and it's not only rotting, I mean it's just nothing there. So I can see where I'm going to have to just start on the end here and work my way around because it's tight, and tired, ripped everywhere. So yeah. Tight. I like the color, it matches well. It's going to look a lot better. Alright, so actually, let's see if I can get to enough of this over here. This should be fun. Not really. Wow. This is where upholsterers earn their money. I wish I could get this out. There's probably a secret to it. But... oh, wait a minute. Oh! Look at this. That is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it just pays to look. That lumbar support has a little cable and it just pops right out. And that's what was holding me up. Oh, it's going to be a lot easier. Hopefully. Oh, got it. I think so. Nice. Oops. Sorry about that. A lot of shaking going on here. There we go. Look at that. Love it.
Water's strong with this one.
Very nice. I actually have one extra clip, which I guess I'll just put it right there. Okay, I think I'm ready to reassemble now. So all in all, it looks pretty nice. First time I ever done anything like that. Wasn't that hard. So now, I'm going to grab my vacuum cleaner and pick up about $1 worth of change and clean up about 15 years of French fries and cigarette butts and various other sundries. Maybe get my air gun out here and blow off this frame a little bit too. Looking pretty nasty. Okay, so I vacuumed it out. Took a little bleach white, cleaned up the console side a little bit, cleaned off the rails. Yeah, I didn't make it antiseptic, but if you go back 2 or 3 minutes and look at how it was before, it's a significant difference. And I don't know, how much change did I get here? Looks like there's about $1 worth there, maybe. At least 70 or 80 cents. Alright, so now I'm going to bring the cushion back in here, and really, outside of the harness here, you can see where the back pegs go in. They just drop in there and slide to the back, and you bolt it back on here. You have to take this harness off, which wasn't terribly difficult, and really it goes back together pretty quickly. Lace your seatbelt through right there, and should be good to go. I think something's nice here with the when the people put the seat together. They've got some markings on the seat that would show potentially where you might need to cut, and was putting the seatbelt in, and they even put a little spot right here that I could cut, which I'm going to cut so I can get the seatbelt through. I can pull it through here, underneath. There's room to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and make this cut and attach the seatbelt here. I do want to show you this. So this was the end cable for the lumbar support, and initially I thought it couldn't come out, but if you care to do this project at home, you can get this out. It's very easy. All you have to do, you can see this has a, get the sun off of it there, you can see it's got a protrusion on the end there, and that just goes in this hole right there, and then you pull on the cable and you can get it to snap into place. So that's what's going to happen here. Put it in the hole, pull, and it goes into place, and you're done. Nothing to it, easy peasy. So now, I think we are just about ready. The studs back through the seat rails, and I'll bolt these on. I can bolt the seat down, put the seat controls back in here, tighten this stuff up. I'm going to have to make a slice right here, and pretty close to buttoning this up. So I'm not 100% done yet, but this has exceeded my expectations. Again, this is something I've never done before, but clearly the old seat was atrocious. And and I was trying to sell this truck for a while, and I totally get it. You'd open up the door and you'd see that ripped up seat and everything, and your interest would immediately plummet. But replacing it has already, even with that even with that rust down there, that has improved the visibility of a driver climbing in there 1,000%. Alright, so I got the seat controls kind of in. They're plugged in. They work, which is a plus. So now I'm just going to pull up a little chair here and slice in the vinyl so that these pins can fit through there, and I can screw this thing back on, and you can see where the lumbar support's right here, and we can get that hook back up, and then I'm done. Well, I got to put this cover on and the reclining seat lever. The new and the old. This is a finished product. I took it for a little drive, and the feel is so much better than the old one. They do put some extra, or not extra padding, but fresh padding underneath the leather, and I showed you how worn out the old stuff was. Here. You can see it's literally rotting. So there's not a lot there, not doing too much. It's all ripped, leather's worn. So this is pretty fresh, and I got this seat cover off of eBay, but it does come from a company called EasyOnSeats.com. I'll leave the link down below. But it fits great. It had the color. I had gone with another company initially, and the color was wrong, and they said the color for this truck wasn't available, and luckily this company had it. So otherwise I was either going to be stuck with that seat, or wait till I could find some wreck that had a seat in it that was in decent shape. And if you looked at Tahoes, you know they all suffer They all suffer from wear right here, and surprisingly this one, even for 20 years, it's not ripped here. So so yeah, it looks immensely better. Anybody climbing in the truck isn't going to be afraid to sit down in that seat, or disgusted to sit down in that seat. And we'll move on to the next project. So hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something, and not be afraid to take on this project yourself, because like I said, if I can do it, well, I didn't say it, but I'm going to say it, if I can do it, you can do it. It's not that hard. It was a little time consuming the first time, but if I jump onto the passenger side, I'll bet I could have it done in maybe tops 2 hours. So if you like the video, share it, subscribe. Hope to see you come back, and hope you have a great day. It's beautiful here. I think I'm going to go golfing. So look forward to seeing you again.